gotta get it, watch me go, 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 go.
One of the things that has sometimes irked me about K-pop is how little space there is for artists to actually talk about their work. Interviews almost always boil down to the same questions. What concept do you want to try next, or who do you want to collaborate with in the future? It's hard to miss once you start noticing it, but rarely does anyone ask about the music in front of the group, the project they're currently promoting, right? The artistic merits and why the project came about, why these songs all belong together, and the story it's trying to tell. I think that's because, of course, so much of the production is outsourced. When idols don't have much say in their own projects, there isn't much for them to unpack. I don't think this is detrimental to K-pop, and actually I think K-pop's manufacturedness is one of the strongest features of the genre if it's applied in meaningful ways. That being said, discussions about K-pop in the past couple of years have certainly revealed that there's not really a vast amount of room for artists who operate with these pretenses. But CORTIS flips all of these discussions on its head. The members are directly involved in writing, production, and even directing the music video and visuals. That means when they sit down for an interview, they have a lot to say, and you can feel that weight in the music. The interview they did for Rolling Stone alone, and how they're able to speak about their work with fluency, is a refreshing jolt of energy in the industry. Color Outside the Lines, in all its indie influence and alternative ambition, doesn't sound like a committee decision, which it very easily could have if placed in the wrong hands. Instead, it sounds like something the members authored, because they did. Having members curate their own sound not only makes the music feel more personal, it also makes it more relatable universally. They're pulling from styles and trends that resonate with their generation, and you can tell it's all coming from an authentic place. Now, does this always land? Not perfectly, in my opinion. Looking at fashion specifically, I would say the track that's gotten the most attention, maybe actually second to Go. Fashion leans heavily on Travis Scott and Playboi Carti aesthetics, especially the brooding darkness and skeletal minimalism of course, Fiend. And so here's the tricky part. I say this every 3 business days because I genuinely believe it. K-pop thrives when it transforms influences into something new. Really, it's always been about adaptation and exaggeration, turning borrowed ideas into full-blown visual and sonic spectacle. But with fashion, the transformation step feels skipped. It's a great song, but it doesn't mutate the source material. It really only replicates the style it pulls from, and to my knowledge, Travis Scott and Playboi Carti have not been credited as inspiration for the track. So while it is a good song, it also highlights how thin the line can be between appreciation and appropriation when mimicry overshadows transformation. That said, as a full project, Color Outside the Lines is disarmingly cohesive for any debut in pop music universally, not just K-pop. It is so achingly indicative of what it feels like to grow up as a teenage boy. Aimless, intense, distant, aggressive, brooding, and then really only a little bit reflective by the end of it all. Collectively, the album becomes the sound of unknowing, an unconscious pining for identity through the culture and sounds that resonate with us most strongly. What You Want sets this tone right away, an immediate standout song that indeed colors outside the lines of what you'd expect to hear from K-pop. The guitar is slightly detuned, a little unstable at times, giving the song such a restless, existential quality. This is paired with echoing vocals that trail off into the next song section, kind of like thoughts being discussed that just go unfinished. Our narrator definitely needs more time to think these things through, but maybe doesn't care enough to linger on the feeling, so we progress quite stubbornly into the next idea, the next song section. I'm picturing a garage band of friends really just saying anything to get the feelings out of their head and into the music, and in this, you get the palpable atmosphere of very aimless youth, like watching an indie film about this group of friends trying to figure life out. It's messy and uncertain, but perfectly so deliberate by the end. JoyRide takes that indie influence and drags it into something a lot heavier to deal with. There's this gloom that sits over the track, largely thanks to the somber but kind of wailing guitar riffs that all sonically paints a desperation to escape, to find meaning outside of what's been handed to you. The vocals strain in a way that communicates urgency. It's uncomfortable at times, which honestly works in the song's favor. Then you've got Go and Fashion, which feel like 2 opposite extremes of one another. Go is so carefree in its delivery, while Fashion is all teeth, bite, and aggression. It's like flipping between 2 sides of counterculture identity. Apathetic one second, and then so angry the next. Unlike Go, which kind of coasts on a breezy irony, Fashion pulls into the depths of performance, demanding to be taken seriously as a spectacle of aggression. Together, I think these 2 tracks work to showcase the contradictions of counterculture as felt by young people. The simultaneous desire to not care at all and then burn everything down in sight. And then the closer for the debut album, Lullaby, really stuck with me. It's stripped back, quiet, even making use of silence in its structure. Lyrically, this song hits this moment of calm before the storm of debut. Quote, I got work, you got work, but in this moment, quiet first. It feels like the last breath of adolescence, knowing the weight of responsibility is coming, but wanting to savor one last moment of stillness. It's understated, but certainly leaves a mark to close out a debut album. It's very interesting to think about that we consume this song in the moment the members are or were loosely dreading their debut, right? If nothing else but for the fact that it means their lives will never be the same. Altogether, this album feels like the unfiltered pining of teenage identity. Distant, very intense, sometimes very aggressive, reflective, and things of that nature. Sonically, it is not flawless, but that is the point. I really like the overall sonic direction this album took. The rough edges add so much to the story they're trying to tell. And culturally, this feels like such a step forward for K-pop. It's a very interesting time we're living in right now, isn't it? I feel like we're constantly talking about the demise of K-pop, and yet as we press forward, we continue to get such groundbreaking projects like these. CORTIS takes it all further by actually authoring their project. That makes Color Outside the Lines a proof of concept for what happens when idols are trusted with their own voice right at the start. I have so much faith in this group. They are, right at debut, a testament to the value of allowing idols to, at the very least, curate their own sound and style. It works, right? If this is where this group is starting, I really can't wait to see how far they'll go once they start coloring even further outside of the lines, so to speak. Yeah, this is what I think. Thank you for watching this. If you did, let me know what you think about this debut. I'm interested to know what you think about the project as a whole, and definitely the conversation surrounding, I guess, borrowing when it comes to songs like Fashion and things like that. Yeah, thanks again for watching. Subscribe if you want to, and I will see you next time.